those contextual things that are related with our enterprise, with our organization, with our factory, with our core business. Involve employees in safety and health related activities, for example, that our employees make safety inspection, for example, that our employees have a methodology or have some steps or some rules to make accident investigations, or for example, that our employees, that our supervisors and that our managers has the knowledge about the development of safe practices, because they need it, because they need to take care about them and about the organization and about the persons that are around them. Recognize employees for safe and healthful workplaces. Of course, if your employee have a safety and a healthful place, of course, we enterprise can give you a diploma where I recognize that you have a safety and a health environment, a safety and a health workplace. So maybe it will lead you, it will help you to be better, to get better in that kind of activity. So that's what we can do. Worksite analysis. What we can do to make a worksite analysis, so in that manner, we can have a good or a safer and a healthier place. Well, evaluate all workplace activities and processes for hazards. If we cannot identify a single hazard or a single unsafety place or a single unsafety activity in our organization, it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. What it means is that we are not making or doing or managing a correct evaluation of our workplace. So we need to evaluate and find at least. If we cannot find one activity, one hazardous or one dangerous activity inside of our workplaces, it is not right what we are doing. So we need to find what is wrong inside or there at the workplaces. We evaluate workplace activities when there are changes in, for example, machinery, for example, when we change materials, for example, when we change processes. Of course, if we change our employees of any workplace, we need to re-evaluate, because another persons doing the same activities have different behavior. So we need to evaluate what is happening, what is going on in that kind of things. When we change that things in our processes. Conduct on-site inspections, identify hazards, and take corrective action. It is true that if we evaluate the workplace, we will find some hazards, we will find some some accidents that can be prevented. But of course, if we re-evaluate or we conduct on-site inspections, we will find we can find some other things that we in a first sight didn't observe. Provide a hazard reporting system for employees to report unsafe and unhealthful condition. Who in the process is the most? Is the person or are the persons who most well know the process? Supervisors, managers, directors, the owner. No, the employee because he is always with the machine, because he is always inside the process, because he knows the roots, he knows the ropes about the process. So he is the one, or the employee or the worker is the one that knows what happens and maybe what is wrong with the machinery, maybe what is wrong with the process. He knows the ropes. So we need to give them, we need to provide, how I can say, the tools to report the hazards or reporting possible accidents inside of the process. Investigate all accidents and near misses to determine the root causes. Yes, of course, we need to investigate it. As a matter of fact, we need to go to the main root, or we need to go to the root of the accident. Because if we said only, oh, it was because of the climate, maybe it's not true. So we need to find the exact root of the accident that happened in the organization, inside the process, inside the factory. Eliminate and control workplace hazards. If we cannot eliminate the hazards inside of our process, in our factory, we can control them as far as possible, as good as possible, as long as possible. And for example, with engineering controls, what we do in our bachelor, workstation design and work practices design. So that are tools that we can apply to eliminate or control workplace hazards. Establish a preventive maintenance program. Of course, if my machine doesn't have any maintenance, we won't have a good production, we won't have a good planification, we won't have control our process. So we need to make a good preventive maintenance program to our process, to our industry, to our relationships inside of the factory, inside of the organization. Keep employees informed about safety and health activities and conditions. Well, it's redundant with what we are talking about. Plan for emergencies. You need to create an evacuation plan and train the employees and conduct, for example, fire drills and conduct, for example, simulations about earthquakes, conduct, for example, simulation about fires, conduct, for example, simulation about explosions, about some spreads of chemicals, of materials inside of the enterprise. We need to do all those activities to have a plan for emergencies, so have a capacitation or have those activities to know what to do when we have an emergency inside of the organization. Record and analyze occupational injuries and illness. If we have the ability, or we have the chance to record the accidents inside of our process, inside of our organization, it will be better, because a camera cannot lie to us. Because if I go to an employee, maybe he will tell me, or she will tell me, hey, the machine made an explosion. Maybe he was the one who moved the controls to make the machine explode. So a camera do not lie. Training for employees, supervisors, and managers. We need to provide training on specific safe workplace practices before an employee begins work, because he doesn't know, maybe he doesn't know what is happening inside of the process. So we need to give him the tools. We need to give him or her the tools to make a good work inside of the process. Provide additional training for new work process, and when accidents and near misses occurs. When accident happens inside of our organization, we need to retrain. We need to give more information to our employees, and we need to give more information to our employees because of the accident, not because of them, not because of the employees, because the accident has happened. So we need to give them more training when it happens, or when a process is changed. Provide refresher training on a routine basis. It happens with workers when they have been working for more than 20 years, for more than 30, or for more than 40 years inside of a process. They forget about accidents, because they think that they know perfectly the process. So this is when accidents can happen. So we need to refresh their memories. We need to refresh the employee's memory in order to prevent accidents, in order to have or to hold a safety and health workplace. Well, as a conclusion, when industrial engineers get an industrial safety and health in, things inside operational environment change to a safe and health focus. And the reference to that lecture, there you have the reference. So, questions? Either in English or Spanish? Questions? Okay. Any question?
¿Qué es más costoso? ¿Hacer un sistema de seguridad de salud hacia los empleados o lo que cuesta cuando ellos tienen algún accidente?
I've mentioned it. It's costful when they have an accident because, well, as a contextualization, you will do a safety and health plan only once. Maybe you will check and maybe you will improve your plan, your management system. But accidents will happen during all the time that your factory is in function. So if you consider it in a short term, maybe pay the taxes for an accident is less cost, or is how do you say? Well, you have a little cost, so we don't have the word in this moment. But if you try to focus on the medium term and on the long term, you will have a greater benefit if you made a safety and health management system than if you pay taxes for the injuries, or if you pay taxes for the illness, or if you pay taxes for the accidents inside of your process.
Pero no sería más barato hacer, no sé, como un tipo de plan hacia los empleados para que aprendan a utilizar de mejor forma las máquinas.
That's what you do with your safety and health management system, because you need to consider all those things. You need to consider the training, you need to consider the analysis of the workplace, you need to consider all those things. It's not just that you have the textual or the text or the documents about what is safety, what is healthy, what is management system, what is accident, what is injuries, what is illness. It's not just that you have that concepts. It's also, you also need to have all the planning to prevent all the accidents. As a matter of fact, you need to train the employees also. Another question? Have you any question? Either in English or Spanish, on your word. Any other question? No? In English or Spanish? So thank you very much. That was my lecture, and thank you for your attention.